Dun, 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 dun.
The last thing that I ever expected with STARSET was for one of my favorite music groups to become the definition of 2020. And yet their song Trials somehow did. Released in 2019, and yet it was so on point for a year full of trials of all different shapes and sizes. And I know probably they were thinking, well, we didn't plan that. Okay, we didn't plan for COVID. We didn't plan for everything else going on, right? We released this in 2019. It clearly has a sci-fi angle because we're going for an overall narrative here with Divisions, which is why I love this group so much. Again, they're very different. This is why I like alternative music. More experimentation, and STARSET has that. I love this group. And I covered them extensively, with Divisions, preceding the album's release. I just never got a chance to cover I kind of did. I just never got the videos up. And then I lost a couple. Somehow I deleted a bunch of the coverage I did for the actual songs of the album. But I'm like, I really want to look at them again. I had some people commenting in the past, like, oh, are you going to cover the full album? Unfortunately, it wouldn't work at this point because I don't have all the coverage I did. But maybe it would in some ways, but not at the moment. So really, no. But I will give you, something, because there was a new music video release, and I watched the music videos for the past couple of releases, like Manifest, Wherever Skies End, Diving Bell, Stratosphere. I love this group. But again, like I said, I did not expect STARSET to become what I would think about in 2020. Like, oh, they had that song that was all about 2020. It was like what nobody planned, right? They're thinking, oh, okay, the science fiction narrative of our story. Not 2020, and yet it did. I'm assuming the video maybe some parts will be creatively inspired by 2020. I don't know. Because I know this was released in the middle of the year. I don't know if it was technically in the middle of the year, but, at some point within 2020. It's not my favorite song of the album, but it's good. I'm not saying that, it's bad. I don't think there's really any STARSET songs that I haven't liked. In some cases, there's ones that I will say I like more than others. And this wasn't the strongest one to me, but at least the introduction's really good. I should never expect it again for it to take on 2020, but take on defining it. But it's a great song. It's a great album overall. So let's listen, or actually, let's not listen. Let's watch the music video, and hopefully, maybe for some of you people out there who are like, I don't know who STARSET is. Hopefully, I can inspire you to go listen to some of their music because this band is absolutely terrific. I mean, everything that really anything that Dustin Bates has gotten his hands on, STARSET. Even Downplay. Downplay's been... I don't know. Downplay's got... Well, they got a couple songs that were swearing. It was like, I'm not a profanity person, but... I'm trying to think. Some of the songs I didn't like more than others. Maybe it's just because I don't often go for a classic rock style in some cases. Some of the music was more akin to what I listen to. I'm much more of a hard rock metal type person. Not all the tracks did have that style, but a lot of them did, and they were good. But really anything that just no one listens to, or at least people I talk to were like, what's that group? What's that group? That's the stuff that I tend to be attracted to, because it's like, well, that's where you find the most creativity. For a reason I hate pop music and just mainstream music by and large. I don't like, everything to me sounds the same. I would actually call it soulless or trashy. And this is not. This is very creative. This is very artistic. It's very different. As I was saying, anything by Dustin Bates that he's involved in. STARSET, Downplay, MNQN. I love MNQN. Love the idea, and I love the music. It just sounds great. What's that one? Animal Oddity. Go listen to that. Okay, but STARSET, you should go listen to them first if you've never listened to them. And hopefully I can provide you with an introduction. Not only that, but we get to watch a new music video together. So I'm assuming this will be within the context of the story of Divisions, at least what it was handling with the little 3-dot mind control devices that to me looked a bit Orwellian. I love science fiction stuff like this. Real ties to society too. Oh boy. Even Manifest became kind of prolific in some ways, or not just prolific, but very relevant. I'm like, I see this happening everywhere. It's just not in a physical sense, but more so psychologically. I see things. It's crazy, but I just love this group. Okay, let's take a look, though, at the music video. Again, I'm real late to the party covering this, but I can't wait to join it again. And for those of you who've never listened to STARSET, here's your first trial. As always, we're going to watch this first, and we'll talk about it more by Cadestu, so let's watch the video together. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. It's not my favorite song now, but the introduction is beautiful.
We take up places in the dark and turn
Supplicated. Wow. This was a word choice. So I'm assuming these are the... I don't know if this is the Resistance or not. Looks like these are the New West Guards, so... I'm guessing these are members of the Resistance? I'm trying to follow. Oh. I like their helmets, a nice internal coating. Yeah, these are definitely Resistance members. Although it looks like... Oh, no, maybe white means the devices are turned off. Not sure, but... Oh, no, wait, are they back in control? I'm trying to understand, like, it's like techno souls or something? Maybe that's like the real them. Where are we going with this? The little, no one I prefer watching, but maybe it's just that need for human connection. Yeah, now it's been taken away from them. So it's kind of like they were trying to seek some sort of relief in the digital space. Because perhaps reality's gotten too hard for them. It's an interesting idea. And it was glowing red too, I saw, so it looks like he's been turned back on. Oh, they didn't include the outro for the song. Oh, I'll tell you, if you listen to the album, it's interesting. He's even trying to piece things together and trying to envision, like, what exactly do they mean here? That got, like, really personal. In the second, like, I was trying to figure out, you can kind of not see it. Oh, it actually looks kind of graphic. Oh, jeez. Well, I didn't notice everything at first. That was really kind of an awkward watch towards the middle. You know, this is what I say all the time with movies. There's always a case for tell, don't show sometimes. And if you're talking about characters, you know, obviously I see them being subjected under the foot of a tyrannical sort of like technocracy. And unfortunately, you know, they're like, okay, you know, we want some sense of human emotion or just some sort of escape. So we need to find some sort of relief. And they find that, I guess, for like a holographic digital space, kind of like, almost like a digital neversphere. Kind of like what they had in I think it's season 11 of, season 8, sorry, of Doctor Who, the newer version, not like series 11, the classic Who. But they had what do they call it? The Gallifreyan hard drives, the big circular things, right? And there was kind of like a, really like a technological neversphere, but kind of somewhere akin to that where people need to escape. This, though, I get the need to, like, well, you know, if I like this girl and I'm not, or just I need some sort of connection because I'm not getting that in the main world as we're running away from the New West, I don't need to see every piece of evidence of what kind vibes from that, quite frankly. Not really. But the song is good. Again, I love Dustin's voice. It's not my favorite song on the album, but it's okay. It's not bad at all. I wouldn't say there's definitely an influence of COVID there. I didn't really see any. So this is still very much operating to the mechanisms that make up the STARSET story overall, if you're familiar with parts of it. And I'm not, by and large, the most familiar. I've only really seen stuff from the videos. But I like the way they worded certain things, like, anybody that utilizes the BMIs, or the brain-machine interfaces, for unauthorized purposes will be, what was this first word they used? Audited and supplicated. Oh, I love it. Basically, you're going to be under mind control. It's just the way it works. It's a very scary thing to think about, like that prospect. But again, I'm like, why do I see this happening in real life? It's haunting. But oh man, I love STARSET. I do. One of my biggest regrets, actually, I didn't get to see them live. And they were probably about 2 hours from my house. I'm like, I'd actually know at the time they would have been about an hour from where I was living. I'm like, I really wanted to see them so bad. I didn't. But I will tell you, I've seen clips of like this song being performed as well as so many others. I really want to see Where the Skies End live. That is my favorite song on the album by far and away. It's just, and that and Diving Bell. Diving Bell is just terrific. Oh, it's a beautiful outro to pick. And just very artistically inventive. This is an interesting watch in parts. Kind of awkward in the middle, but I get the overall story. So it wasn't my favorite of the music videos by any means. I would say probably my favorite was actually Where the Skies End. That one I think was the most scientifically interesting speaking. I mean, well, Diving Bell was actually visually interesting. But that was an interesting one. But I will definitely be covering STARSET in the future on this channel for whenever they release, and hopefully I've given you a good introduction. I wouldn't say that was the best video to introduce you to this group, but I'm trying to be nice here, but just to be honest. But hopefully the song was. And I would certainly say, go listen to the album. The album is really good. Or really any of their stuff. I would say, especially if you're not familiar with them, listen to Divisions first, because that's where the song is from, and then go listen to Vessels. And then go listen to their original. Vessels is by far and away my favorite. I mean, Divisions is great, but Vessels is amazing. Oh, it's one of my favorites. But what did you guys think by and large about this music video? Let me know down below. And for any of you who have never heard of STARSET before, what are your thoughts? Let me know. Don't forget all the good stuff. I like screaming that bell. And like I said, I will be covering STARSET in the future. Or maybe some other alternative music groups out there. I don't know. Maybe in the future I'll find one or two that, that look good or kind of akin to STARSET, and I'll cover them on this channel. We'll see. But until whatever we get to look at next, I'll see you guys at that point. But for now, thanks for watching this video. I love you guys. Don't live so fellow man. God bless and peace.